Yo, what's the deal? What's the deal with y'all? How y'all doing? Yo, so look, last weekend, right? The 23rd through the 25th, I was in Houston, Texas, the great city and state of Houston, Texas, H-Town, you feel me? I went down there for the National Black Authors, I'm saying that wrong, the National Black Book Festival, that's what it was called. So, I'm going to get to that in a different video, but right now I'm going to focus on something that happened the last day of the festival. So look, right, last day of the festival was the 25th, which is a Saturday, and for the first time in years of me going out of town, I didn't have a rental car, so I pretty much was just acting like one of them businessmen, you know, leave out of town, go to the business conference, come back to the hotel, hang out in the lobby. I wasn't moving around the city like I normally be moving around the city. But anyway, so Saturday, you know, the festival ends, I go back to the hotel, drop off my, you know, my merch and all that, and I was starving, and it was a lot of storm warnings in Houston for that weekend, probably because of the hurricane and all that, and man, my prayers out to Jamaica right now, for real too, speaking on that. And so it was thundering, storms were starting to come, so there was a DoubleTree hotel probably like a block up from the hotel I was staying at. So the DoubleTree hotel got this restaurant called Bar and Bistro, and they got these garlic calamari joints that's, yo, I mean, it's like garlic sauce and it's sweet and it's spicy at the same time. And y'all know I'm a garlic fanatic, and calamari, oh my God. So I walk up there, so as I'm walking up there, I'm noticing all these cars pulling up, right? And people hopping out the cars, but everybody got costumes on. So I'm like, oh, maybe, you know, it must be a Halloween party somewhere in here or something. I don't know. Maybe they had something in the ballroom. So I walk in the lobby, and the guy behind the desk, like, he looks at me kind of weird. I look at him, but I nodded, and he nodded. So I noticed there's a bunch of smoke and music coming out of the side where the restaurant is. So I'm like, okay, so maybe the Halloween party is here. Maybe they get ready to shut down. Because mind you, it's already like 10 o'clock. So I'm like, maybe they get ready to shut down, you know what I mean, or whatever. So I sit down in the lobby. I set my backpack up, and I get on social media. I'm posting pictures from the festival. So as I'm doing that, my phone rings, and there's this lady I met named Miss Lawson, dope lady who get ready to have an event, Mardi Gras week in New Orleans, something for Black authors. So me and her get to talking. So as I'm talking to her, Pebbles and Bam Bam walked by me, a couple dressed like Pebbles and Bam Bam, but I'm noticing it was a little more provocative than normal. Then I seen Superman and Supergirl walked by. Supergirl got on a cape, no shirt, the Superman emblems painted over her breast. So I'm like, oh wow, okay. Then I seen the Village People walk up. Y'all already know how the Village People get down, so they was like damn near half naked. And then I see Harley Quinn and the Joker. Now Harley Quinn already dressed how she dressed, but this chick had on some panties, and the front part of the panties had like tongues and shit literally coming off of it. The Joker, he had on the purple jacket, no shirt, and a pair of Speedos with some purple boots. Then I seen what's that, the show that used to come, Breaking Bad, Walter White and the wife. Well, Walter White got on, you know, the bodysuit, like the, if you watch Breaking Bad, you know when him and Jesse was cooking up the blue magic, they had on like these yellow suits. So he had that on, but the wife had on like a thong, and she had like her bra was like cups with blue in it. So I'm like, yo, what the? So as I'm talking to the lady on the phone, I'm like, this shit seemed kind of strange for real. So me and her conversation end. So as I'm sitting there, everybody walking by staring at me. So I get up, I walk outside, and I'm looking like, okay, is the restaurant open? So I go back inside. So I asked the guy in the lobby, I said, bro, is the restaurant going to open? Or like, can I go in there and order some food even though the party going on? So the guy says to me like, our hotel is closed today entirely to the public. And he said it with an attitude. So I was like, oh, I didn't know that. He was like, yeah, you're not even supposed to be in here right now unless you have a room. So you know, my Baltimore shit came up. I said, well, I got a room. I'm just trying to get something to eat and go back to my room. So he looked at me and was like, well, the restaurant's not going to be open. So I walk outside. Now I notice it's a security guard out there. Black dude, brother. So I walk out there. I said, bro, what's going on in here, bro? I said, they got the restaurant shut down all night. He said, yo, the hotel shut down all night. You can't even be in here unless you're a part of the group. I'm like, part of the group? Like, what group you talking about? And he smirked. I said, hold on, bro. I said, is it one of them groups where it's like private club, weirdo shit, rich shit going on? And he looked at me and said, and then some. So I laughed and he laughed. And he was like, wait a minute. He said, how'd you get in there? I said, yo, I walked right past you with no boy, and I sat down in the lobby. So now that me and him talking, like a Sprinter van pull up. Baseball players got out, half naked. A couple of nuns got out, was see-through. You know how the nuns wear the black things? That shit was see-through. And the priest got out with some chaps on and a tank top with the little priest thing right there. So I'm like, wait a minute, bro. I said, so hold on. I said, so the whole hotel is bought out, rented out. He said the entire hotel. So you ain't supposed to be in here. So I laughed again. I said, all right. I said, okay, I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna go to the Sheraton to get me something to eat. So I stand out there for a little bit because now my mind is intrigued because I'm like, man, I should get some videos, bro, because, you know, I'm thinking about content and money. But then I was like, you know what? Let me just get the fuck out of here because I noticed one of the cars had like government plates on it. So I'm like, that looked like a senator or something like that. So I don't know what the name of this group was. If you know, you know. Like I said, I was in Houston, Texas. I was at the DoubleTree Hotel. I think it was on John F. Kennedy Expressway or something like that. So it was like a DoubleTree, another hotel, a Spark by Hilton, Sheraton across the street, and the Marriott. Another Marriott was next to the Sheraton. So it was all in that area. But I don't know. I thought that was just kind of weird, like how I was just able to walk in there. And if I wasn't on the phone with the lady, Miss Lawson, I probably would have been videoing for real. But I was so into the conversation I was having with her, I never thought to grab my other phone to start videoing. But I did notice everybody that walked by me was staring at me. And I'm assuming it's because most of them probably knew each other. It was probably like, who the hell is this? And what is he dressed as? Because mind you, I had on my brown pants, well, no, my tan pants. I had on my tan and brown Juneteenth warrior shirt with my bucket hat. You know what I mean? So I know I stuck out like a sore thumb. I was out of place, but I was in the place, but wasn't supposed to be in the place, if you get what I'm saying. I don't know, man. Weird shit be happening when I travel sometimes.